one more thing, being that, like I said, like how you just elaborated, like how your dad taught you very good points and set you up for the future. Like, what would you say for men who obviously don't have that man in the household, might not have that uncle or anything like that? Where should they look to get male support and male guidance besides the internet?
So, my dad didn't have a father. And I think my dad is the best dad I ever had. My dad went to the Army. He was a sniper. You know, my dad did his thing. Okay. My dad, unfortunately, went into the streets. That's where he found his masculinity at. But luckily, he was able to get out of it. My father used to watch my grandmother have multiple men in the home. He said it messed him up. He was getting beat by random dudes he didn't know. But I always asked my father, how did you get this strong? He always told me, son, he found leadership in different types of men. And he tested that in his own life. So what he would do is he would see other men and what they did and see how that worked in his world. You know what I'm saying? So I would say seek out men you wish to envision yourself to be. You know, my dad would always tell me, son, what do you want to be? I said, well, I would like to be like a Nikola Tesla. So my dad said, okay, how did he dress? How did he speak? How did he walk? Where did he go? What books did he read? How did he become famous? What did he do? Do those things. Emulate those things. Put those things into practice. And it's not going to come out the same. You're not Nikola Tesla. You're not Warren Buffett. You're not Mark Zuckerberg. But what you can do is emulate their behavior to a degree that it benefits your lifestyle.
Very true.
So I would say find those gems and mimic those people to your best of your ability. If you go to a gym and you learn how to curl from a bodybuilder, eventually you're going to get muscle. Sure. It's the same concept.
Very, very true. Another good point.
Another one.
And then, quick point, real quick. Like you said, like I'm on the same boat, man. Like, not here to hate women, just here to want to wake some women up on some things that they might not be aware of, that they're just being trained by with the social media and the feminist movement, or however they want to call it. But what would you say to the women, and to let them know that not all guys are the nice guys, the losers and stuff like that, and be able to give like any regular guy a chance to stop chasing the blue checks and top 1% type of guys?
Problem with that is that that's based in society, right? Women are society status gainers. Girls are all about safety, security, and stability, and they're always going to be aiming for that within any society. That's just their nature. That's their biology. You can't fault them for that. So when a girl is like, yo, I keep chasing these millionaires and blah, 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 that's because deep down inside, her instinct is telling her to chase the highest value person. Unfortunately, a lot of the nice guys, right, those are her provisions. She knows eventually she's not going to be able to get these high-level men. So she's going to do her best to get the bag, quote-unquote, or gather the wealthiest men possible and get some of those resources. But if she can't, she at least has these other men to back on. It all goes back to survival, animalistic urges and tendencies. You know, to the women out there that are constantly going after those men, I would say, hey, man, that's your fault. You don't see the value in the nice guy that's trying to be there for you even when you're fucking up. You don't see the value in that guy that's willing to take you home after you got drunk. You're not seeing the value in that guy that saw you get smashed in the face and then try to clean your face up and call the police. You don't see the value in those men because at the end of the day, it doesn't speak to their instinctive desires to have this high level of status. You know, it's unfortunate. But again, like I said before, we've built ourselves the perfect cage. And what we've done is we put all the good food in there and all these other things in there. And girls are hooked, just like men are hooked to different kinds of things. But, you know, to the women out there that are saying, I'm tired of these men cheating and whatnot, I would just say, hey, you reap what you sow. You keep aiming for the top 10, 30% of men. Those men are getting most of the women. There's already been surveys done on this. And if you keep aiming for these men who have all these women, none of them are going to settle for you. None of them are going to see you as more than just an item to be utilized. So if you want to change the narrative, change the men you're going after. But a lot of girls don't want to do this thing called taking accountability. So it's very difficult, bro. So I would just say to those women, man, that just as a conclusion, like, good luck to you. Because, you know, when you hit 30-year-old you is going to realize that 20-year-old you fucked up. And unfortunately, even Brittany Renner, who was recently on Pearly Things, she said it herself, I regret. I was like, you regret. Yeah. We were saying you were going to say that. She's like, I'm not going to regret nothing.
Yeah.
Now you're saying it.
Very true.
So,
man. I remember seeing her videos like 4 years ago, like being all proud, making those videos in her car, telling girls to do the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Now you regret.
Yeah. All right, man. But so lastly, how can a Black Spider give a message to his 13-year-old self on how and where he's going to be 15 years from now? What advice could you give yourself, or your younger self?
If I were to give my youngest self any advice, it would be to learn the economy now instead of a little later.
Okay.
Get into fitness just a little bit more. But other than that, stay on track. You're fine. You're doing what you need to do. You're staying out of trouble. You have a dream. You're not going to allow yourself to falter. Just don't give into the darkness too much. That's what screwed us over. It'll make us stronger, but we didn't need to go through that chapter. Focus on the light, not the dark.
I like that, man. Man, I got to say, I probably for everybody, man, that watches your content and everything, but speaking on you one-on-one, man, you're very, very intelligent man. And I like what you're doing, man. You're going to be a real good voice for us out here. I appreciate you doing the interview.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you, man, BBC. I want to check your content out more. I like your studio. I like how you have everything set up. It's very professional. I like your podcast, bro. So definitely going to check you out more. And I appreciate you for watching, man, because I always say at the end of the day, Black Spider Guy advice is nothing without people who out there understand the message that I give out. So thank you so much, bro.
For sure, man. I'll be shooting you some of the content, man. As soon as I get this thing edited, man, I'll shoot it your way.
Please do. I'm going to clip it and put it on my page. So please do.
For sure, man. Appreciate you again, man. We'll do this again soon, man.
Thanks, man. You have a good one, bro. Stay strong.
You too.